Hello, Raphael. Good to have you on.
Hey, Jason. Hey, thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Yes. Yeah. I've enjoyed learning more about you and Wandero over the last number of months. I think it's been probably almost a year now since I originally met Zal and Georgie
Yeah,
and the team, and seeing you all develop the product and the platform the way that you had in a constantly changing environment, and not taking on a small task. I can tell you that, itinerary development is not an easy process, and you guys are
yeah,
helping to make that easy. So it's fun to see the development and see how you guys have grown. As we get started, can you share a little bit about you and your background and Wandero and where Wandero started, and then
yeah.
we'll jump right into share. You'll share a bit about the product. We'll bring that up on screen, and then from there, I'll ask some questions along the way. But we'll we want to make sure everyone gets a good sense and feel for you and the organization and the solution that you provide.
Exactly. So I'll be glad to show you how Wandero works. So I'm Raphael. I'm the co-founder and CTO in Wandero. And as you mentioned, we started in 2024, the end of 2024. And yeah, at first it was like on the communication and the itinerary part. But yeah, then it evolves much better. And now we have a full design and operational system for companies. Actually, we are in AI for a long time, maybe 10 years or something like that. Before the Wandero, we had a startup in AI lab, and we trained the LLMs from scratch, like ChatGPT. And we created it from for Georgian language, which is a
Mhm.
low resource language. And we do all the steps like data collection, processing, training the models from scratch. So we have a lot of experience and expertise to train the LLMs as well. But in 2024, we saw that the trend that the latest models are pretty powerful and they're smart enough to take some actions and help you to run the processes and run the company operations actually. So we started with a new startup, Wandero. So one of our friends, Georgie, came to us and explained the problem. Like, I don't have experience in tourism. I don't have experience. So Georgie explained the problems or is the common flaw of the clients. And we saw that, they have the same kind of routine work and they have it's a great opportunity to start a more an application layer on top of the LLMs. And yeah, this is the best field to start because they have a lot of tasks that can be handed off to the agent, right? So let's say communication part. So humans don't need to spend a lot of time to reading the emails, extracting the information, sending the replies. The agents are pretty good at it. So we started building the Wandero. First part was only a communication. Then we added the itinerary building, which is a pretty complex task, to be honest, because you need to make some research, like connect the dots, find the routes and sequence, and also the calculating pricing and so on. Actually, after that, we wanted more, So we started to build the whole operational system that helps you to run the company, not only a one account perspective, one person perspective. So we create the foundation, the platform that helps you to run the whole company operation. So that's
Mhm.
we are right now.
Yeah. What I thank you for that. And what I also liked about the way you approach this and what got me interested in the work that you're doing is at the beginning, you took the time to find operators that have experience in the space who have been doing this for 20, 30 years. And you took the time to listen to them, to prototype solutions with them, and then they also help bring in others from the industry. And I know I got involved a little bit in some of those conversations. But what I really liked was you really took your time in the beginning to understand the operators, understand the industry. I know right away Zal was at our Venture Elevate event in Denver, and really got into knowing the people and knowing the industry, which I think is so valuable and important because those relationships really provide an opportunity to dig in beyond the surface layer and really get into understanding the real challenges and needs of the
Yeah.
operators when it comes to this work. So
Yeah, exactly. So this like tight feedback helps you to improve the product because otherwise, today with the help of AI, it's pretty easy to build the product, to ship a feature. So it's like we're always eager to add more and on the features. But yeah, this tight feedback helps you to understand the real needs from a customer, to understand what they're worried about, what they want to solve. And that's how we end up here. So we add the itinerary, we add the CRM, the supplier communication, we're adding the hospitality right now. So yeah, it's evolving based on the real feedback from the customer actually. So
yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, and it sounds like you've got some new things that I haven't actually probably seen yet.
yeah, a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. Why don't we jump in? Share a little
Yeah,
bit more about
yeah.
what the platform brings.
Okay, let me share my screen and show it there. All right. All right. So this is how Wandero looks like for the people who don't know what it is. So you have the workspace when you can see all the leads and all the requests that coming in your inbox. So let me quickly show you the first example. So what is the common process, right? You've got the request from the client, let's say some leads, some request of the itinerary that we request from the Gigi. And here you see the email. So actually, each session has like two main sections. On the left side, you see the chat interface and you can interact with the agent and the AI. On the right side, you see all the artifacts, all the documents and file that helps you to process in this session. So first, you see the email that's coming from a Gigi. You see, I'm looking to organize a week long road to Transylvania. So some details. And on the left side, you see that when you got the request, agents start and AI start working on that. So it's reading the email, setting out a brief itinerary workflow, preparing the acknowledgement first because we need to reply as soon as possible. As you can see here, we reply that the Gigi, thank you for the response. That sounds wonderful. And we will start to build itinerary for you. And then it goes to find some hotels, to search in inventory, to find the best matching hotels, some options. You see the whole process, how the AI and engines are working for you. So it tries to find the best matching units to build the itinerary. So you see, we have the itinerary. Oh, before that, so when the agents start working, it creates the list, like a to-do list that it needs to do, like reading the itinerary workflow, create a summary, acknowledge the inquiry by email, review and approve the hotels, draft the itinerary, and so on, right? So it helps you to quickly detect without reading the whole process on the left side. So it quickly shows you on a current step. And also it creates a summary of the request. You see, it's pretty helpful when you need to quickly understand what is this request about. So we have 4 travelers, the dates, the rules, some interest. We also have the itinerary for sure as Gigi requested, some details and yeah, so on and so forth. So it builds the itinerary for us. And the process is like then you go to the chat, ask some changes, or maybe you make the changes manually. And that's the whole process. So you work with an agent. So you get some instructions. You see the artifact on the right side. And finally, you can share the itinerary to the client if you're happy with that. So you click the share itinerary and it generates the link, which is a public link. And you can send this link to the client. So it's a like nice looking website with a timeline and all the details. And you have the map, stays, and some details and price and so on. So yeah, after you share the itinerary, you can send this link to the client. At the end, you see we share the itinerary and agent is ready to send the client. And also it creates and calculates the price, which is pretty complicated. So you see all the details that helps you to quickly review the process to understand the prices, how it's calculated. Yeah, that's one of the examples that I want to first show it to you. So we got the request and you start working on that. It creates some artifacts, some summary, documents, itinerary. You see the communication on the right side and you can always ask for changes or manually change the itinerary or whatever you need. So that's the one of the flow. If you have any questions, I'll be. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great, and I am making some notes on some questions to run by you as we go. But all for now, I just want to ask the first question, which is, how is the email connected to the platform? I saw you in this case; it was using Gmail,
Yeah,
and also, are you able to trigger off a send of that email, or do you have to draft it in Wandero first and then go back to your Gmail to actually send it? Or can you do
yeah.
both? Can you send directly from the platform?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the right question. So in the settings, account settings, we have integrations, and it's pretty easy. So we have emails and all providers like Gmail, Outlook, Soho. We have the integrations
Nice.
for calendars
Yeah.
and Google Drive. So you can just click to the Gmail, it shows a pop up, and you can connect whatever email you want. And
Great. That's
you
great.
have the WhatsApp as well. And after you connect, you get the request directly in Wandero. And about the sending from a platform, for sure you can send. I think I have, yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, this one. So we got the request from my Outlook. And you see, we have this kind of window which shows that agent tried to send an email, but based on this is like it's a sensitive task. You don't want to send the email without your approval. So we have this interrupt. So you can always review what the agents are trying to send, and you can make the changes or approve or reject the emails directly from the Wandero. So yeah,
That's great.
that's how it works.
Yeah. So that's perfect. So then so as an organization, we can decide what the rules are in that process, whether it automatically goes out or that we want it to go through a human review before it
Mhm.
actually is sent to the client. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, because as I mentioned, the main goal is like you work with an agent, so it helps you in the process, and you are like more in a monitoring phase. So you see what it's doing, and you can always control the autonomy. So you always stay in the loop. So we have settings to control that if you need to have this interrupt. So for example, if you turn off this toggle, it can directly send to an email to the client. Also, we have the guidelines in the account settings or in the company when where you can write down all your company operations, how you work internally, what is your instructions and guidelines or whatever. So agent always know how to work on your behalf. And yeah, it helps you to set up and adjust the agent for your needs. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Great. Well, I'll hold the other question for later, but that thank you for that.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah, actually, as I mentioned, we add a lot of features, and the Wanderer is pretty powerful today. So this is one of the flow that we had on the first, but also we have on another side when you can create some dashboards in a Wanderer that helps you to track the process, right? So let's say sometimes you need to track. I don't know, some statuses, some CRMs or booking in a specific lead. So, for example, this is built for me internally. So I'm looking how many sessions I have, how many itineraries, or the trend, the summary, some charts. And this can be personalized, so you can build whatever dashboard you want based on your needs. And yeah, it helps you to quickly track on the whole process on a high level. You can zoom out and see the big pictures. We also added a dashboard on the company side, so you can have the CRM to track all the sessions.
nice.
So it's shared in the all sessions. So you see the prices, the deals, some charts, and all the list that you have. What is the current status? Who is the owner? What is the value? And something like that. So this is just
Yeah.
for demo purposes, but I think you get the point.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's there's always exciting things around AI, but that's one of the big ones I really appreciate, enjoy having
Yeah.
for many years tried to work with BI systems, business intelligence systems that are trying to provide this type of reporting and graphing that is so important to the decision making process, and it's always been difficult. It's always
Yeah.
never really found a solution that made it easy. And it always took time to build and always took time. There was always different versions of what people wanted out of it. So I love the fact that you've got this built in so that those that are using the platform can also get the insights that they need to help be more effective.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like actually it's like nightmare when you have a lot of accounts in a lot of employees in the company. Some of them are managers, some of them are operations, sales,
Hmm.
and we are trying to build a system that helps you to run the whole company, not like only one account. So sometimes
Right.
our client asks to like, I'm the manager. I want to see like high level picture how our employees are working, if we have the fast response and so on. And the sales team wants like different dashboard. They need a different setup. And yeah, we built this CRM and the whole dashboard concept lately. And this is like one the example that you can build in Wandero. You can have a lot of dashboards wherever you need. And
Yeah.
yeah, as
Great.
I mentioned, we are trying to build a system that helps you to run the operation. So, for example, if you have a multiple accounts, you can assign the specifically to a different account. So sometimes our client work together. So maybe three people are working on the same lead. So you can assign to those people and they can see the same session and they can work together. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's nice, I think.
That's great.
Yeah, and another thing that you can use the Wandero. So actually, this is a lot, but I'm trying to explain and show you that the common flows. So the first one was the lead processing part, which
Hmm.
includes communication, building the itinerary, calculate the price. Maybe sometimes you need to communicate to the suppliers, but also maybe sometimes you need to do the sales, right? So you need to run some campaign. Some of our clients try to improve the sales, so they made some research, you get some emails, and then you want to do the campaign, right? So this is an example. I just created it before this demo. So I asked to make some research, find the companies that can be interested in Wandero. So I see some short list about for the 8 companies. I saw the emails, why they fit to Wandero, and then Wandero tries to send in the batch email. You see, it tries to send 8 emails. So I can review each one of those. So I can click next and review each, and then approve or reject, or maybe approve all of them. So we're trying to help the clients to do the sales. Some of our clients run hundreds of emails per day or even an hour. So yeah, also it's more like a proactive way of Wandero how you can use the system, and yeah, it works pretty well. So you can like create the whole campaign in 1 hour or less. You can create like one nice one pager, and each email is like personalized. You don't have like a one template and you send like a bunch of emails. You have personalized email for each of the clients, and you know why they're fitting to your to your needs. And yeah, that's another way how you can use the Wandero as well.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
think I saw an example before where you also used it to um, find new like accommodations sources or restaurant sources. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. So Wandero
Yeah.
has all the tools that human needs, like in a daily basis. So it has the access to the internet, so you can search in the web, make
Hmm.
some research, spend a lot of time to maybe download some images or find them websites to check the availability or anything. So yeah,
Right.
actually, the main concept is like Wandero has all the tools that people have like today. So for example, this one shows that Wandero can create all kinds of artifacts. Like you need the Excel file, the slides, some yeah, dashboards or UI elements,
Hmm.
PDFs, documents, whatever. So you can think about like Wandero is kind of a AI employee. Sometimes we
Right.
use the word
Right.
to explain how it works, but actually, to be
Yeah.
honest, it is a little bit different because it can do a lot of stuff that people can't do. It works 24/7, and it can work in parallel on hundreds of requests or tens of requests. And yeah, and you are in like a more in a collaborative way. So you are more
Hmm.
on monitoring phase. So you give the guidelines, you set up the operations, how you want to wander or work for you. You give the instructions. Maybe sometimes you approve, edit, or reply or whatever. So
Right.
that's kind of a
Right.
different paradigm. Before the agentic systems, we had like only question and answer pairs.
Hmm.
Sometimes
Hmm.
people ask like, what is the difference between ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or
Right.
whatever. So main idea is that today we have a powerful model. Before it was like only chat, so you have
Yeah.
like this kind of window, like this, and you
Mhm.
give the question, it gives the answer, and that's it. But when you go to the company operations, when you have the files, documents, inventory, also I forgot to show you the inventory. When you can create a list of elements that you have in the company that is available, mm, and you have some images, some informations. Maybe you have some suppliers as well, and this is like whole environment. You have some documents, you have the setups, you have multiple accounts, you have dashboards, and that's the main difference. And that's the whole paradigm shift today, because the
Yeah.
agents are able to do the actions on your behalf. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Raphael, one of the questions I hear a lot with almost every tour operator I talk to,
Mhm.
one of their pain points is images. One, how do I collect the images, have them in a stored place, have them tagged in a way that I can find the right images for the need. And I know you've got some of that capability built in there. Can you share a little bit about how both with the accommodations as well as with let's say a tour operator is putting together an itinerary that includes some outdoor experiences, some cultural experiences, things like that. How are you managing the images and how are they being pulled into the final itinerary?
Yeah. So the actual flow is like this. So when you get the account, so first of all you need to set up the environment. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
create the inventory. So I always suggest to our clients, you can spend a few hours or a day to set up. You can create the inventory. Some of our clients have their own images because it is like a high quality. You need
Mm-hmm.
some specific images. Some of them they don't, and they just ask in a chat directly. Like. Go in the web and search all the images for this inventory that you can find in the web. And then you can review, you can delete some images, or you can upload your own custom images that you have. And after you have all this set up and all the inventory elements with all the images, then you can start working to a leads. But
Yeah.
also, if you don't have inventory at all, you can still process the leads, because when you're building the itinerary, agent can still put the images on the fly, or maybe you can upload after the itinerary is built. Like you have the add photos, and you can
Nice. Yeah.
upload the photos wherever you have. So it's not the must and crucial to have the inventory at first, but we always recommend to create
Right.
inventory, because then it goes much faster than like upload the images for each of the itinerary on the fly. And
And does it learn to associate that particular image with the information in that particular section so that if I do a similar itinerary next time, then it
Mhm.
knows that that's the image that I want to associate with that particular
Um,
activity?
that's a good point. So actually, one of the main point of the AI and helping with the AI is that it improves itself. So it
Yeah.
memorizes how you work, how your conversation goes, what is your preferences, even though you don't have you don't write them on the advance, or you have the guidelines. You see, but sometimes
Hmm.
it's empty. But still, agent try to understand and memorize based on your conversation. So in
Yeah.
settings, we have the memory. As you see, it's a personal memory. It tries to, uh, you see, adding
Yeah.
pictures from inventory into itineraries is mandatory by default. So this is one of the memory that it memorized based on your conversations, based on how you work, and it memorized information for your account and for the company as well. And it helps to speed up the process, and in the future it memorize all the information that you need. So it uses
Right.
the same images, same kind of itinerary. Maybe you can ask like, remember that this is the itinerary that I love, and it can save it as a template or as a reference. So on the next time it use the same template and adjust based on a request.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
That's great.
improves based on the conversations.
Yeah, that's great because again, like I said, it's one of the things that comes up. I have all these images and I don't know how to
Yeah.
organize them and make them available. And now I'm trying to teach train some new team how to create itineraries, and then they don't know what images to use in which situations, and so that's great. That's
Yeah,
nice. That's a nice
yeah,
feature.
makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because those companies have a lot of um, informations that they don't know on first, because sometimes, and also I think AI helps you to unhubble those informations and know your unknowns, because
Yeah.
sometimes companies have a lot of internal information that they don't explicitly write in the guidelines or the
Mhm.
instructions. So AI always try to understand based on your conversation and try to adapt on the fly. And yeah,
Right. Yeah.
that's one of the main
Yeah.
feature in Wandero.
Yeah. Raphael, one other quick question based on what you were just showing us a few minutes ago is the pricing. Uh, how can you share more about how the pricing capability works? I mean, obviously you've got accommodations and there's costs associated with those, but as we know in adventure travel itineraries, there's a number of other elements that have
Yeah.
costs associated with them. How can you share more about that?
Yeah, this is actually so complicated. First, like the source of truth is inventory. So if you have an inventory for each of the elements, you have some descriptions, right? You have the
Hmm.
pricing section maybe, and yeah, this one no, so we don't have pricing for this one. Uh, but yeah, the idea is that you need to have some information in advance for each of the elements. You have some pricing logic, and it's like a open field, so you can write down wherever you need. So you can have some kind of logic, right? You know, if the request is like more than 8 people, we have this discount. If they need some specific car, you have this markup or something like that. So this can be so complicated, and our clients write down all the pricing logic directly in inventory. And
Yeah.
also, agent try to do as much as possible to understand the logic that you have for each inventory. But sometimes you don't have a price, and you need to contact the suppliers, right? So
Hmm.
Wandero can do that as well. So you can send an email to your agent or suppliers to ask about the availability or a price, to check what is the latest price. And sometimes still it doesn't help, because they doesn't reply soon, or they takes some time. And sometimes you need to like quickly like draft roughly what will be the price, so Wandero can still generate the price, and some of them can be TBD. So maybe you don't have some details, so it cannot calculate the price for these kind of elements based on this request. But as you can see, for all the other elements, you have the base price, you have the currency, and yeah, currency makes it more complicated as well. The rate type, because the adults have a different price, the
Hmm.
childs are different. You have the quantity, or the total, and yeah, all the details. So
And it looks like then you actually had a column there that said inventory, et cetera. So it looks like it's pulling in inventory based on what you have,
yeah,
but it looks like you also have the ability that if you need to add a one line item,
yeah,
just without having to go in and create the inventory, you could just do that on the fly right here. Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. So everything can be created on the fly. So I can ask like, okay, since you don't know price for a Brussels city, this is like $100. And remember this information saved in inventory. And in the next time, it will remember and know this is the $100. So, or
Yeah.
maybe you can directly click in the Excel file and
Perfect.
change
That's
the
nice.
file as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you have all the different ways how you can interact with Wandero. You can directly ask in a chat or change everything manually, and yeah, that's how it works.
And if I understand correctly, you were showing just a minute ago about sending emails to the providers. So if I understand correctly, you also have a system in here, a process that allows me, the operator to go through and say, okay, I need to follow up on this particular with this particular provider to ensure that I have the right information and that there's availability and that the pricing is correct. So that also can be triggered off of here, and then also ends back up in your task list in your workspace, right?
Yeah, exactly. So A lot of times, customer needs that the follow up, so you can directly ask in a chat, like if customer doesn't reply in a day or in a week, like schedule a task to send the follow up. So we have this
That's great.
automation right
Yeah.
there, so you can see, you can schedule a task. Like you can, for example, for a dashboard, this is pretty helpful. You can schedule a task to update a dashboard in every morning or every hour, so you can check what is happening or schedule a follow up wherever you need. So this helps in a routine task as well. So you see, we have
Yeah.
daily cost dashboard refresh, which is paused right now, but you can resume or delete
Yeah.
or change
Nice.
the timing as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Wow. You guys have really, you're really touching all the points, and I'm sure we're still only seeing a small percentage of what what the platform can do for operators. So that's
Yeah,
great.
actually, so the coverage is endless. So with the help of AI, you don't need to have some specific flow. You don't know, it's not a classic software when you had like a few buttons, some widgets, and this is like only flow that you can interact. But with the help of AI, you have a chat and you have an artifacts, you have documents or files or whatever. You have a dashboard, so you can create whatever you want, whatever you like. So Wandero can do a giant range of stuff. I show you only a few examples, but yeah, you get the point, right? So it helps
Yeah.
you in all kinds of way, on a manager perspective, on the lead processing side, on a dashboard, monitoring, on outreach, sales, campaigns, yeah, all the way. And we always try to help you to manage your inbox as well. So you see, we have a project, a filters, a tags. You see the needs assistant or search. So some of our clients have hundreds of requests per day, so we need to have some mechanism to filter out those information and quickly find whatever is urgent to respond. So yeah, it's a whole inbox that helps you to detect what is needed to do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's great. I have
yeah,
one
we.
last question that I noted down as you were going through everything, and that is, in our global environment,
Mhm.
it's always nice when the receiver of information receives it in their language. Is there How does translation work within the platform, both on the sharing side where you're sharing out, as well as when you're consuming information into the platform?
Yeah. Like, with the help of AI, you can talk to
Hmm.
it with any of the language. You can create the itinerary with any of the language, which is like, if it's on a low resource language like Georgian, because LLMs really struggle to talk to Georgian language, but like as it's like um, uh, it's on a low resource language. You can talk to any of that language and create the itineraries. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Some of our clients even
Nice.
has the guidelines. If the leads assigned to this specific person, talk to in French. Or if you get
Oh,
the list which is in
nice.
French, assign that lead to a specific our employee. So we have a
Smart.
settings that helps you to route the list to a specific person. So you can create, like, if it's like email is French, you have a French speaking client, and you can assign to the lead to a specific employee. So
Excellent.
yeah, I can talk to any of those
Yeah,
languages.
that's great. Well, I could ask questions all day, but
Yeah.
that's what I like to do. But uh, is there anything else you'd want to show, or to round this out? And if not, where can the audience learn more about you and what you're doing, and ask their own questions? Because I'm sure they have a pile more than I've already shared as or asked as well.
Yeah, so I can talk on the whole day. As you can see, I'm so excited. It has a
Yeah.
lot of features, and I'm using it personally. Like you, as I mentioned, so we started on the communication part only. Then we add the itinerary. Then we add the CRM, all the operation, and the hospitality as well. But me personally, I have a separate account internally, so I'm using like on
Mm-hmm.
a daily basis. So it has a giant capability and features, but I think
Nice.
this is the main flow that I want to show you, so you can process the lead and outreach, sales, diagrams, wherever. And about the information in Wandero, you can check our YouTube videos. We have some short videos that explains all the details, how some details work, like integration, setup, and whatever. How we can start working on that. We also have a LinkedIn page, and you can reach to us an email or you prefer. So
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So Raphael, one last question as we
yeah.
wrap up here is what about travel do you
Mhm.
find funny? What in something you do or something you see or something you experience when you travel? What or maybe even a recent story that really just kind of gave you a belly laugh of what this is a crazy industry to be in, and this is why. I know I didn't give you a heads up on this, so but I always like to ask that kind of question.
Yeah. So you mean in planning side or after you travel in a specific location
Yeah,
or
as you're
happen?
traveling on your own, just for yourself, right? Because being in the industry, we all travel to some extent, and sometimes because we're in the industry, we have a unique perspective, and sometimes I know when I'm traveling, I'll be going through the airport and or wherever, and just be, see something, and it's just like, okay, that's funny, right?
Yeah. So yeah, actually, like before the AI and how AI helps, I think is that it gives you some personalized recommendations. So before that, it was like more than like ads, and it was like a templates and stuff. So you don't know
Hmm.
which one is the real experience and hidden gems in a specific location. But with the help of AI, for example, I have my personalized AI. It knows
Yeah,
everything about me. So I spend a lot of time well, several weeks to write down all my instructions, all my personalized information. It knows me much better than my mother, I think. And yeah, I just asked I'm in US in San Francisco. What should I do today? And it knows everything about me, and it creates all the plans that I should do today. So it's pretty fun. And yeah, I encourage everyone to spend some time to write down and learn how to use AI because, as we see, it's not a chat anymore. So it's
yeah,
more a collaborator, partner, mentor, whatever. And yeah, it helps me a lot. Sometimes it tells me like, this is pretty late, so go to bed and then we can continue tomorrow. So it knows everything about me. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and so it sounds like you traveled to San Francisco recently. That there's a, it's a. I live just south of there, and it's a very unique place. Anything interesting? Any
it's
interesting
so
experiences
expensive.
there?
It's so
That's
expensive,
true. Yeah.
I was on a previous year and it's like double maybe to rent a unit. Yeah, it's so expensive. But if you're an AI, you should be in San Francisco. That's the best place in the world today.
Right. Yeah. You can't. There's no end to it. Let alone self-driving cars, which they. I think every time I go there, there's more Waymos
Yeah.
on than I saw the last time I was there. So if anyone has any interest in checking out uh, driverless vehicles, autonomous vehicles, definitely make a trip to San Francisco. And last I heard, it was pretty easy. It was getting, because of the number of Waymos that they have, it's getting easier and easier to actually book a ride
Yeah.
with one. So I
You
haven't
know
yet.
what,
I need
what
to, but
the fun story about the Waymo. So several months ago there was the outage of the electricity. So all the Waymos was stopped in the road. So it
yeah,
was like crazy.
that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great story. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Raphael. I appreciate the time and for you sharing more about Wandero, and again for the audience, for those listening in, I've watched this team work through this process all the way from the learning stage to the development stage to where it is today, and I highly encourage you to if to check it out, learn more, and see how it can be beneficial to your business.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for your
All
time
right.
and thanks for having me. I'll be glad to ask any questions if they have, so they can directly reach to me, and I'll be happy to show how Wandero works, how it can help to the businesses or other persons. So yeah,
So everyone knows and they know how to find you. It's Wandero, WANDERO .ai, correct? Yeah,
exactly.
excellent. Yeah, so definitely go check them out and reach out to Raphael or anyone on the team. They're all a great group, and you'll learn more than you probably asked for. So, all
Yeah, thank you so much.
right, thank you.